right, you guys, we are back. Welcome, welcome, welcome. My name is Donovan Sadiq. I am the recovering Democrat, and I am here in Moreno Valley, California, 60 miles east of Los Angeles, and today is June 7th, 2025. It's about 6 p.m. And if you guys have been following the news, protests have erupted all this weekend in Los Angeles, as Los Angeles is a border state and we have a high number of illegals that come into the state and burden our state budgets and our medical offices and all kinds of stuff. And protests has turned violent. President Trump has federalized the National Guard. This looks like an invasion to me. This is my personal opinion, and my definition of an invasion is when you go to a host country and you are waving your flag because that host country wants to deport you or get rid of you. That is an invasion, because if these people wanted empathy, they would be waving American flags showing that they want to be here. But no. Have you guys ever asked yourself this? All this energy that they have for what is going on here in the United States, why aren't they doing that in their home country of Mexico? Have you guys ever thought about that? All this energy that they expel in demanding rights that they are not entitled to because they are not citizens of this country, why don't they do that in their home country? Why don't you, as an American citizen, go to Mexico and demand civil rights? Do you guys understand what the word civil rights means? It means it's the jurisdiction of that country that you are a citizen of. If you're not a citizen of that country, you don't have civil rights. You have human rights, and I think a lot of people get human rights and civil rights confused. They're two separate things. Everybody on this planet has unalienable human rights, but you do not have the same civil rights depending on where you're at in the world. So as an American, I can't go to Japan and demand civil rights. I'd be thrown out of the country. If you guys watched my Facebook page today, I put up the immigration laws of Mexico. Those laws are pretty much the same laws we have here in America. Same punishments, same jurisdiction. You know, these are agreements by countries all over the world that are pretty much the same. This is why we have passports. You have a certain, reason to go into a country, but you got to meet certain parameters. Certain countries have a visa that costs money, certain countries don't. So on, so forth. But you, as a citizen of your country, have unalienable rights that other non-citizens do not have. People say, well, they have the thing of due process. Yes, you have the right to be due processed out of this country. You have a right to be due processed out of this country. Absolutely, you do. But you don't have the right to unilaterally stay here and, just break our laws. Again, if you're an American and you're a bleeding heart, go over to Mexico illegally and see how much they care about your civil rights. You're not a citizen there. So the good thing is, I want to say that if you look at the protesters, and it's unfortunate, a lot of people who are not on a border state, they don't understand the immigration issue and the problem. How many years ago did you remember when Greg Abbott flew illegal migrants to Martha's Vineyards? How long did they last in Martha's Vineyards? Could anybody tell me that? They weren't even there 2 weeks. And the rich people said, get them the hell out of here. Immigration was never a problem for the rest of the country as long as the border states dealt with it. But isn't that funny? When they put an influx of migrants into Chicago, it became a real problem. And it became a real problem to black people because they put the migrants in the black neighborhoods. Isn't it amazing that when they sent them to New York City, welcome, 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 and then the budget got busted, and it was like, nope, you can't be here no more, you got to go, blah, blah, blah. It's amazing to me how many of you people who do not live on a border state are quick to talk about human rights and, oh my gosh, mass deportations and blah, 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 blah. You don't have to deal with it. Because of illegal immigration, kids in California can't be taught properly because of the influx of non-speaking Hispanic children. And that isn't like the whole problem, but it's a part of the problem. School lunch programs are busted, such and such and such. Who's paying for all of this? We are. Our kids suffer. And as I've always told you guys, we are at the bottom of the economic system, thank God. And we have the least likely to lose anything because we ain't got shit. So when I see a black person out here championing Hispanic rights and illegal rights, I have to shake my head and laugh, because you're hearing a lot of these young, inexperienced, not in the know, liberal Hispanic girls. You don't even hear the boys. You hear the girls talking about Black and Brown Coalition. Black and brown, we got to get together. We got to do this. Oh, you guys should be standing with us. You guys should be, with us and all this other stuff. Well, young lady, when California reparations was on the table, where were you at? When California reparations was on the table, where were your leaders at? Why didn't you guys stand with us so that black people could get what is duly owed to them? No, you guys didn't stand with us. What you guys did, you formed a coalition with the Asians to go against the reparations bill. And all we needed was a vote. And then, of course, our black misleadership also bought into it. If Gavin Newsom was going to veto that bill, let him veto it, and we'll take care of Gavin Newsom at another time politically. But young lady, when black people need things, where's the Hispanic community? I've been on this earth for 55 years, and I have never seen the Hispanics or any other group come to the defense or the assistance of black people when it comes to things that black people need to survive. Oh, I don't want to talk about race. Oh, I don't want to deal with that. I don't want to, you guys got all the excuses why, but you are here because of black people fighting and dying for civil rights. And now you have the nerve to use civil rights as a rule to why illegal people should be in the country. And I said people, I didn't just say Hispanic, because we know there's other groups. Should be in this country. A country that you came here willingly, that has already been built by black people. But when we need assistance, you guys are nowhere to be found. So I will say this to black people that, in general, that are like myself, that are watching with our popcorn and going about our day. Because people are waking up more and more and more. So again, young lady, get educated. Please get educated. The black revolutionary in Mexico that helped you guys fight Maximilian, you guys killed him soon after and got rid of him. But, and again, know the history of the Latin culture. The Latin culture is very racist. You got the white Cubans, you got the white Mexicans, you got the black mestizos. Look at how the Latin culture treats their darker skinned brethren and sisters. These are facts. I don't have to make this up. So you guys, I'm Donovan Sadiq. I am the recovering Democrat. As you guys know, Demetra Kay is on vacation with her family. They have an annual family gathering, and they're on a cruise somewhere, and I made sure that Demetra K's black card from California got taken because, you know, now she is in Texas. So we don't want her back, all right? I'm running the show now. Demetra K is not here, so there's nothing she can do about it. She probably doesn't even have a signal to even know that this show is going on. But I'm going to tell you guys, I was going to eat her lunch the other day. Because you guys do know, I taught Demetra everything she knows. I own all rights to Demetra K. And when you guys see her on her rants and stuff, I have to laugh because I've created a monster. So all this protecting women and stuff like that, I created a monster. She knew nothing about that. Demetra K was just a boule type chick that just minded her own business, read books, stayed out of trouble, and stayed in the house. I had to drag her out of that house and put her on the national scene. And so until I get compensated, that's how it's going to be. But I'm going to unofficially run Demetra K's show today. So, again, we have the protests going on here in California, and they're being very violent. And I have some friends that are telling me, I'm boots on the ground, okay? In my city, a lot of Hispanics here. Moreno Valley is what we're called. Moreno Valley, right? And they're turning it into Little Mexico, whatever. I mean, we got street vendors that we've never had before. This used to be a military community. Then they reorganized the base, and it's a reserve base now. So you don't have that big American community like you used to. So now you have a tinge of this Hispanic community, and they are in the majority when it comes to city council, which is another reason why I tell you guys to go to your city council meetings. But I have some people that I know, friends and family, that look at me like I'm crazy. But I haven't been wrong yet. Even today, Boule Martin has called the Democratic Party, Bernie Sanders in particular, racist. Isn't it amazing that all these people are coming out of the woodworks and now they're saying what the new black media has been telling you guys for 4 years? They're lying to you. But I guess some people just like being lied to. I don't know what it is. Because a friend of mine and a brother of mine told me that all of the protesters that you see out there are Americans. And I told them, no, you're misinformed. 10% of all of citizens in Los Angeles are undocumented. 10% or more. According to the federal statistics, they say about 10%, give or take. But it's more than that, especially since the Biden administration. These are facts. If the federal government says it's 10, I'm telling you it's more than that, especially since the last 4 years of Biden. So my friend doesn't even live in the state. And a lot of my friends don't even live in the state, but they're telling me, don't believe my lying eyes. They're watching whatever CNN, MSDNC, whatever these outlets that they watch that have been lying to them for 4 years. And they're still believing the lies. I just don't get it. I don't understand. If somebody lied to me for 4 years, I'm going to look at them totally different. They're going to have to come with some kind of evidence to show me any different. So in my situation, I'm boots on the ground. I am on the West Coast. I am in California. I am 60 miles east of Los Angeles. Basically, this is Los Angeles East. Because people that come and can't afford and been gentrified out of Los Angeles, they usually end up in my city. Okay? Usually. Majority of them end up here. You look at the license plates and you see Pacoima, La Palma, Long Beach. You just see all of the plates where these people have come from, and they've migrated out here because they've been gentrified out of Los Angeles. And we have all the traffic of Los Angeles now. We have a Los Angeles mentality. We just don't have the buildings and the urban congestion of Los Angeles. You know, we don't have a lot of big buildings and historic long buildings. We have old buildings here, but my city only came into existence in 1984. So we are a fairly young city. So we're about 41 years old. And I was here when I wasn't here physically, but I'm still a resident. I predate the city. So that would make me a what? City elder, I guess. That's how you would look at it. But yet these people who live on the East Coast, down south somewhere, they're telling me that the protesters that they see on TV are American citizens. You're wrong. You are absolutely wrong. Most of those people that you see on TV are illegals and their family supporters. And notice they're mostly younger people. It's almost like they're interviewing 21 and 25-year-olds, just real young, inexperienced, liberal, type people. They're not interviewing older people, because if you guys really knew what was going on here in California and you lived in a border state, people that have lived in a border state understand what's happening here. You would know that yes, most of those people that are out there are illegals or their family supporters, these young first or second generation of American youngsters that are trying to support them and like, oh, my family and it should be this way, whatever. But if you talk to the more established Hispanics and Latinos, they don't want these people here. They don't want them here. And here's why. It's not that they don't want them to not be here. The point is they went through the process the right way. And now we're just letting criminals, rapists, whatever else, gang members just come over the border. And a lot of the Latinos here in Southern California, even Northern California, have a lot of resentment for that. But see, if you've never lived in a border state, you wouldn't understand the dynamics of how it works. Do you guys know how long it takes to get citizenship? It could take up to 10 years. And a lot of these Latinos, these older Latinos, my age and older, a lot of them did it the right way. They took the classes, they did everything they had to do, and when they finally, got the green card, stayed a legal alien for 8, 9, 12 years, whatever it is, and they did it the right way. So they have a lot of animosity toward these people that have come here. And so the people that you see on the news that is being very violent, that is fighting the police, this is the criminal element that has been allowed to come over into the border states. Not everybody that came over is a criminal. That ain't what I'm saying. But a high population of MS-13 and so on is here. And these liberal first and second generation Hispanics are defending the bullshit because they're into that culture. That's what the culture is basically telling them. That American, hood culture. That's what it teaches them. That's why they're getting tattoos on their faces and stuff, that style. It's not for me to say if it's right or wrong. I'm just telling you guys how it works. If you don't live in a border state and you've never lived in a border state, you don't understand the dynamics. I have 4 neighbors right now, 4 neighbors that have been here for over 20 years that are still not citizens of the United States because they came here illegally. I've got neighbors that are here because their kids were anchor babies. So again, Operation Mockingbird, CIA control of the media to create a certain narrative, this is what it is doing. If you don't know what you're talking about, I don't know what to tell you. But if the media has lied to you for the last 4 years, how the hell can you tell somebody who lives in that very environment we're wrong? I don't know how you could do it. But it's easy when you're sitting in your, I guess, your gated community, and you don't see the quality of people that come into your neighborhood. Ask people in Chicago. Ask people in Texas. Ask people in Atlanta. Ask people in California. And I bet you we will all be saying the same thing. When you let an influx of these people come into the country, look at all the resources, instead of going to the citizens of the country, that went to non-citizens. And now we have to spend money to get these people out of here. And I'm going to say this, the majority of black people are staying out of it. But I have to question, when I see and hear black people that are defending and making excuses for these illegals that are here. Is everything going to be perfect? No, everything is not going to be perfect. But the fact of the matter is, why are you defending people that will not defend you? They will not defend you. You got reparations bills in Chicago, Atlanta, California, Maryland. Where was the Hispanic community? Where were the Hispanic leaders? Saying, yeah, we're going to give it to them. Yeah, we're going to do that. I think as a black person, you look damn foolish defending people who will not ally with you. We've tried to ally with them, but they're like, oh, no. Let the black man have his problem and deal with his problem. We're going to deal with our problems. You're dealing with people who come from a culture that racism is very strong and prevalent. They're even killing the mestizos in some situations. Very rampant and racist, some of these countries that they come from. And most Latin countries are very racist. Why do you think the dark Cubans love Fidel Castro so damn much, and the light-skinned Cubans in Miami hate Fidel Castro so much? Do your homework on that. So I just wanted to bring that up. I don't know what it is. Trump derangement syndrome. I don't know what it is. But one thing about my friends I can say, and I hate that term, we can agree to disagree. Ever since I was a little kid riding the bus to school, all of my friends, we've always had spirited debates. Spirited debates. And one thing I can say right now, currently, when I'm talking to my friends, they all know I'm not your average citizen. I am not the citizen that is working, raising my grandkids, and I'm just so distracted by government that I don't know what's going on. I'm not the average citizen. I am an active citizen in grassroots politics, so I know what's going on. So when I hear people tell me, oh, you don't know what you're talking about, blah, 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 and you don't even live in my city? You're not even in my state? Come on now. Make that make sense. I have yet to see any of my friends at a city council meeting running for office. I think one of them did. I think my friend, she's in Maine, Ruth Rayburn. Former Ruth Rayburn. I don't know if she still has that name. But I think she ran for something, and she's a real estate agent on the side. I think she ran for city council. And I think another one of my friend's husband ran for office, a seat that his mother had occupied. So out of 1,000, 2,000 something friends that I have, I can only think of a handful of people that are really versed in politics. Most people are casual citizens. That's what we call in politics, casual citizens. You look at the news, you see what's popular, and then you go with it. Most black people, you're born, raised, and you're going to die a Democrat. I'm a recovering Democrat, right? A lot of people have switched over. No problem. What I hate now is it's like being a progressive. They took the word progressive and they watered it down. They say, well, I'm a progressive, but you still do Democratic shit. So now people are like, "Oh, I'm an independent," but you're still wholeheartedly a Democrat. You're just changing the name of it, and it's just messing up the whole point of being in a different dynamic. You know what I mean? But what I don't understand is the American people have been lied to for 4 years, and yet people are still believing the BS that the Democratic Party sells them. It's amazing. It's amazing to me. Anyway, I want to keep this short. My name is Donovan Sadiq. I am the recovering Democrat. Demetra K on vacation. She will be back, and when she will be back, we will be discussing a lot of issues that she might have missed. It's getting hotter out here in the summertime. This is my mother's birth month. So my mom is amazing. My mother is 20 years older than I am, almost to the day. It's like a month. Wait. Yeah. No. Wait. June, May. A month and 3 days. She's 20 years, 1 month, and 3 days older than me. And I talked to her today, and her old dog, Muttley, is getting very, very old and grumpy. And, me and my mom, it's funny, you get older, you talk more to your parent, or at least I do. I talk more to my parent than I would usually do, and we talk about all kinds of stuff, a lot of politics and stuff, My mom's from the generation that is still in power and have destroyed the country, in my opinion. And she's very upset about it. She's a federal worker. She's a veteran. She's very, very upset about what's going on in the country, and I don't blame her. I don't blame her. But at the end of the day, like she told me, and one thing we can agree with, this is our fault because we are too busy being casual citizens. These people just don't show up. Nancy Pelosi in 1973, when she first got to Congress, was not worth $300 million. How can a person who had a small business and probably no business could be worth $300 million today as a public servant? Make it make sense. Another thing I want to bring up real quick before I get out of here is a lot of you guys saw me giving the mayor of my city the business. And let me tell you guys this. I get no joy out of doing that because I could be doing a whole lot of other things. But we're dealing with an immature young man who probably is an anchor baby himself. Speculating, I don't know that for a fact. But when your father speaks broken English, again, if you're not from a border state, you don't understand the dynamics. How can you be in this country all of those years and you could barely speak English? It's not a problem until it's a problem, right? Anyway, you guys, I'm Donovan Sadiq. I'm the recovering Democrat. I'm going to be doing a little bit more of these videos so I can put more crap in the background and stuff like that. And I'm just going to tell you guys, the midterms are right around the corner. The Democratic plan is to do nothing and hope that people will suffer enough to where you will vote for them. But I ask you guys this, what is the Democrats going to do any different? That's my question. What are they going to do any different? The one thing I can say, the illegal immigration, which hurts black people the most, at least Trump is doing that. The Democrats weren't doing that. They were wiping us out completely. My stocks have taken all kinds of crap. We got to right the ship, you guys, some way, somehow. Again, I don't understand how you could let a group of people lie to you for 4 years and continue to lie to you. It's all coming out. All of their high insiders are now saying, yeah, we lied. Yep, you guys fell for it. Ha 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 ha. And they still have no plan. I want you guys to think about that. I'm Donovan Sadiq, the recovering Democrat. You guys have a great day. We will see you guys later on in the week. Be blessed. And remember, you don't know these people, but you know your family. Choose wisely.